Hello, my name is Will, and welcome to Stories by the Campfire. Here's the campfire. Now, a long time ago, there was an animal known as the possum. And the possum would go along the bottom of the forest floor, showing off his brightly colored tail to all the rest of the animals. He'd come around and say, "Oh, beaver, look at my beautiful tail. It has all the colors in the rainbow." And of course, Beaver, with his flat tail, had to admit, yeah, okay, Possum, your tail's pretty beautiful. Possum continued to walk his way along the forest floor, and that's when he saw a bear. He said, Bear, your tiny little furry tail is nothing when compared to my long, luxurious, colorful tail. Bear said, yeah, I guess you're right. Your tail is amazing. And then Possum continued to walk. He's strutting his stuff along the forest floor when he looks up and he sees Eagle. He goes, "Eagle, ha! With your white tail and it's all those little feathers, my tail is quite beautiful. It's nice and long with all of these colors." And the Eagle said, Yep, you definitely have a beautiful tail. So that evening, all the animals, except for the possum, decide that they're gonna figure out a way in order to kind of play a little bit of a trick on the possum. So, Bat went to Possum's door, and Bat knocked on the door, and Possum said, "Oh, hey, Bat, how are you doing today? Don't you just love how beautiful my tail is?" And Bat said, Yeah, actually, that's why I decided to come say something to you today. Tomorrow, all of the animals would like to have a beautiful celebration of your tail. So what we need you to do is come on tomorrow and show off your tail to everybody else. And Possum said, "Oh, well, of course I would love to do that." But then Bat said, "Oh, but there's a little bit of dirt on your tail. You may want to clean that up." And Possum said, "Oh, yes, you're such a great friend, Bat. I do need to clean up my tail." So Bat gave a little bit of a cleaning solvent for the possum. And they went and cleaned the tail and then added a nice snake wrap. They used the skin of the snake to wrap and keep that cleaning agent in along that tail. And Bat said, "Okay, now, Possum, you're going to have to keep that cleaning agent and that snake wrap on until tomorrow night." And Possum said, Of course. I need to make sure my tail is the cleanest for everybody to see." Now, the next night, Possum was in front of all the rest of the animals who are eating and very, very happy. And he's strutting his stuff on stage. He's like, "Oh, just you all wait. Wait until the snake skin comes off and you'll see my beautiful tail. Why, of course you all are here." And as he's walking along on the front of the stage, he starts to notice that the skin is coming off. And he's like, Look at my marvelous... Ooh! See, the tail was no longer clean. The tail had almost no fur at all. It was all just skin. And it was just a long skin tail. And he's holding it up for all the rest of the animals to see. And all the rest of the animals said, "Oh, look at that possum. This is what he gets for going around and showing off his tail to everybody." And while the possum was up there, he fell over backwards, dead. And all the animals continued to laugh. And then they started shuffling out, walking out into their homes and heading back, until finally the only animal that was left was the possum. The possum got up, shook his head, and walked away. And this is what happens with possums. Whenever they get a little bit afraid or a little bit nervous, they, of course, play dead. Thank you all for joining me for the story today, and have a good day.